super duper racist. Anyway, we're recording now, like always.
All right, last one of the cheating motherfucking two-timing husband.
Killing it.
If you haven't already, go back through the other videos. Like and subscribe, motherfuckers.
Inappropriate.
Producer loves it. Anyways,
Yeti in the closet. Or leg monster.
melting Yeti in the closet because it's fucking hot up in here with this spicy-ass reed.
Oh, it's pretty good in here. I got a fan.
I'm sweating balls over here. Anyways.
Want to change really quick?
No, because this is the last one.
Okay. Roll up your sleeves or something.
They are rolled. It's okay. It looks weird if I roll them up anymore.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, let's get to it. So this is the part 5. So this one's a little weird. It's 2 updates together. One is they're kissing. Yep. We put them together. Ken and Barbie. There's a brief update and then there's an update 5, which is the conclusion of everything from what I know of so far. So update of, I think my husband fathered his best friend's children and now one of them is attracted to my daughter, which we've already deciphered that entire title. Everyone who hasn't seen it yet, go back through.
Hey, listen up. Before we start our weekly scheduled podcast, we'd like to cover our asses. The content in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes alone and should not be interpreted or construed as official advice or instruction of any kind. We're blowing a 4.0, so please listen responsibly and enjoy.
This is the brief update. Hey guys, it's been a rough week. This is after Amy's punched her in the face. She has a black eye. She sent that to her lawyers. What's next? She's told her kids kind of what's happened, and now we're getting into a little bit more. A lot has happened. I don't really want to talk about all of it in detail, so I'm going to keep this short. I know I never shut up. It's just how I am. Same girl. But I'm going to be much more brief this go around. Luke has a lawyer now. I don't know him, but he met with Zach and Paige. To everyone saying I should have Amy arrested, I probably could have if I had shown the police the video. Instead, I just sent it to my lawyer. You know, you can get a restraining order.
Right.
But then at the same time, that means Amy's probably going to crack down on Tom seeing your daughter, and then there's going to be no update. Smart move. Maybe this makes me foolish, but even now, I think part of me is still trying to protect people I once loved and go easy on them. True. But everything's been on hold for the past few days because Jim had a heart attack. Fucking Luke made him have a heart attack.
Really, though?
I saw Luke and I saw Amy and Amy's kids at the funeral. Oh my God, he died? Oh my God. Luke, you killed your father.
Shit, dude.
You killed Darth Vader. I know I'm not supposed to make a joke about that, but like...
That's bonkers.
Because of this, your father had a heart attack and now you're going a funeral. What? Karma hit the wrong person. Call me horrible for laughing, but like, you should see me at funerals in the first place. It's very difficult for me. Yeah. I just laughed the entire time. And anyways.
That's the behavior of a crazy person.
I'm not crazy. I just don't know how to express my emotions.
You express them by not blowing into the microphone.
Yeah. I also would probably be the best, like, what is it? Autopsy person? A coroner? I would be the best coroner because
You would giggle at dead bodies?
No, I'd just be like, okay, we're cutting you open now. Okay. A funeral. Okay. It was the first time we were all together since before all this happened. Nobody talked about what was going on, short of Amy briefly apologizing for what happened before. She did seem sincere, I'll give her that, but I wasn't about to call her out anyways. I would. I'd be like, you know what? I think there's room for 2 in the casket. Let's go. Amy, Luke, and Kat all seemed pretty devastated. I was too, but we all agreed not to argue or talk about the divorce and just let the day be a ceasefire to focus on Jim. Luke and I had a nice conversation about him. I've been spending time with my kids and taking a couple of days off work. I have enough of them on the back burner. Oh, the work part. Okay. I thought you meant your kids. I was like,
yeah.
Luke also saw the kids twice before and after the funeral with me present. It went well at my discretion. It went well. At my direction and Sophie's, they didn't mention Amy, and Luke didn't try anything funny with any of them. Well, because you're fucking present. Like,
right.
I think he does miss them and hates that he can't see them. Thanks to all of this. Well, he made his bed, now he has to lay in it. The kids are also pretty upset.
He made Amy's bed too.
And he ate the cake too. Yep. All the whipped cream's gone. All the kids are pretty upset about losing grandpa on top of not being able to see dad as much as before. I don't think any of them blame me, but that's far from the point. Frankly, oh, that's a whole sentence. I don't think any of them blame me, but that's far from the point, frankly. Carter slept in my bed the last 3 nights. I'll get more into this in the future when I have the energy to talk about what's going on in more detail. But whoever suggested that Kat lied about the test results was correct. She never sent them in.
The DNA?
The DNA test results.
Catherine, you can't do that.
She confessed as much to me. I guess she didn't feel comfortable going behind her son's back, but did feel comfortable lying to me to protect him until she didn't, until she felt guilty and she came clean. Under the circumstances, I'm not angry with her, but I know better than to trust her anymore. As far as I know, she did not tell Luke about the test, but it means Tom could still be Luke's son. Probably is. My lawyers finished going through Luke and Amy's letters with a finer tooth comb. The bottom line is they definitely found what it was that Amy didn't want me to see, and I now completely understand why she was so panicked. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
You gotta tell me.
It has to do with why Amy and Luke didn't marry conventionally. They did something very bad, but this is genuinely something that I'm not sure I should be talking about, even on an anonymous internet post.
Bruh.
I haven't even been able to collect my feelings about what Amy and Luke have done, especially with everything else going on. So I don't know if I should be more explicit. I'm sorry, I know that's not what everyone wants to hear, but please try to understand. Paige agreed with me that when in doubt, don't post it. I've told my lawyers to put a pin in it for now because I'm in no fit of state to figure out how to proceed with it or if I should use it against them. Wait, they didn't marry conventionally. That means none of this is legal? They didn't marry conventionally. Is this literally what I was thinking the last time? That like Amy could be married to someone else and it has to do with, okay. It's difficult not to blame myself for Jim. I can only imagine Luke and Amy are blaming themselves too. Well, I would hope Luke would be. I know they're bad people. I don't forgive them, but this tore them apart as it did me. And I think all 3 of us feel like the divorce stressed Jim out to the point where it may have contributed it. High five. He already had a heart disease.
Oh my God. They popped his heart.
Like I said before, karma went to the wrong person. Bad karma went to the wrong person. Actually, maybe that is the bad karma that ensued on Luke and Amy is because he did this for so long, and whatever this secretive thing that him and Amy did. Oh my God. Okay. And in particular, I blame myself for showing him what I showed him. I showed him the proof of the affair shortly before he died. I'll be carrying that with me for a very long time, even if I shouldn't. I'll update again.
Killed him.
Dang. Fucking, there's boob surgery, right? I'm sorry, I'll respond to the comments as I can. I'll update again whenever I do. Oop, I forgot that I already put it on here. Okay, sorry.
Very good.
Okay, I know this is going to be a little bit more lengthy, so I'm not going to cut it here, but this is the last update. Update 5. I'm assuming this is going to tell us what the whole thing that Luke and Amy did.
I fucking hope so, dude.
I really hope Amy's married to some mafia lord, and this is why, because she doesn't want her head chopped off or something.
Or there's some weird Mormon shit going on.
Maybe. Because the wife is ex-Mormon.
Yeah, I know. So what are these people?
Okay. Hey everyone, this may very well be my last update for a while. If you want to contact us individually and let us know what happened, let me know. I'm in therapy now, as are my children, and from what I hear, Amy's children are as well. So that's good. So I should probably be focusing on healthier ways to expel my feelings. Nonetheless, I have talked to my therapist about these posts, and according to her, venting anonymously online can be healthy up to a point. This is true. If I do talk about my life again, I may do it in different subreddits or something. I'm still not sure. I'm going to fucking deep dive.
Right? You just earned yourself a stalker, lady.
Ding, 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 ding. Having a ding, ding. I have also met with the judge now. Many were worried about how these posts might come back to bite me in the ass, legally speaking. The short answer is that they won't. The long answer is that because they're anonymous, that's technically no risk of defamation or slander. I've changed enough of the meaningless details to give everyone fake last names, which is true as to why whenever the podcast happens and we have that legal statement, everything is changed on names. No defamation, sorry. The posts aren't going to be relevant in the case, and I'm clear to keep writing them if I choose to do so long as I don't discuss the details of the actual case itself, though I think the judge would prefer I just stop writing these altogether, one of the reasons I may do so. Without divulging the specifics, I went ahead and reported what I had learned, and all hell broke loose. I knew I had to do so because Amy and Luke had changed gears after Jim passed. They began to make the case that Luke and I had always had an open marriage, that there could be no such thing as an affair, and any instances of Luke sleeping with Amy could not be counted against him. It is no accident that they chose to do this after we lost Jim. As far as I can tell, he was the only other person who knew about what Luke and Amy did and would have done something about it. Now that they don't have to worry about that, I think they wanted to claim I always knew about the affair and that it was no true affair. When I didn't report them, they must have assumed I didn't know the truth and they changed their story. But I knew. I reported it, and now they're fucked, which unfortunately means everyone else found out. There was no way the children wouldn't learn the truth about it through the grapevine. I told Sophie and Tom personally because I figured they would learn of it anyways. The others did. Tom was pretty shell-shocked. I know I'm just the messenger, but I felt terrible and I wanted to confront him, but there wasn't a whole lot I could do. Poor Kaylee did not handle it well. I'm told she had several meltdowns and then tried to run away. I know she tried to run away because she came to her house for sanctuary, and literally I had to give her back. I knew all the reasons I had to, but I was sorely tempted to give the middle finger to all of them and let Kaylee stay with us against Amy's wishes. But no, I had to relinquish her, and honestly, nothing has been harder than that was. Jesus.
Right.
I know it isn't my fault, but I still feel like I betrayed her. Sophie's also been dealing with a lot of anger toward her father, especially after her and Amy forced Kaylee to come back to stay with Amy again. All of this, it hit Sophie and Kaylee the hardest. Fuck, what happened?
Right? I'm just saying, like...
Luke wanted to see Sophie again and she refused. She wouldn't come out of her room. Technically, I was supposed to let him see her, but she's 15 years old. I told her to come out of her room. She wouldn't. So in my book, I tried. This was after Kaylee's incident, so when Luke pressed me to force Sophie out of her room, I'm not proud to say I shouted at him to leave. You should be proud.
Right.
My blood was boiling at that point, though throughout all of this, my soon-to-be ex-husband and his affair partner are still acting like I'm the bad guy. Luke and Amy are angry with me, and that's putting it lightly. They have no right to be, but they are, or at least they're acting angry. I now have a restraining order against Amy because I was quite certain she would confront me after the fact that she already did, after I reported them and before Kaylee came over. Amy came to the house while my kids were home, banged on the door, and screamed. She was furious with me for what I had done. That's negating the restraining order. You can get arrested. But I don't know what she expected me to do. I called the police, but Amy was gone by the time they showed up. They were just as useless as the last time, to be honest. When Kaylee came to me for asylum, Amy came after her, but I wouldn't let her in until she called the cops herself. I would only let one of them take Kaylee. Amy was not setting foot in my house. I was very clear to explain the situation, but it didn't matter. Amy later smeared me on social media and framed me as a kidnapper. I set the record straight without divulging too much about the circumstances of the situation, which I was tempted to do. Luke also gave me the lecture of a lifetime when I saw him, but I just kept cutting him off and spitting the facts in his face. I don't know if it's been my time away from him, but I'm learning to recognize his bullshit now, where previously I fell for it every time. He always sounds so reasonable and sweet, but what he's actually saying is often circular and evasive. Honestly, I'm so angry with him for what he's done to all his children. All of them. Kaylee especially. I want to adopt that girl. I know I can't, but I want to. Kat and I had a long talk as well. As far as I can tell, she didn't know, and she's genuinely sorry for her earlier deception. Trust takes time to rebuild, but I also understand that she was in an awful position. But now that certain things have come to light, she's kind of in shambles herself, so I pity her. What is it?
She's edging us over here, and I don't appreciate it.
Me too. Not to mention, if Amy loses custody of her children, and she very She very might. What is it? I really want to know.
Spoiler alert, is there enough left to read to where we're going to find out?
I don't.
We got to keep checking. It's 7 o'clock. I'm hungry.
Okay. Not to mention, if Amy loses custody of her children, and she very well might, I'll need all the help I can get. I can't take all of them in. I don't have the space. Kat will need to do some of the legwork, so I'm trying to give her the chance to earn my trust back, sort of out of necessity. I can't speak to the long term, but if all goes as it should, Luke's not even going to get visitation of my kids. I really want to say I know what it is because of the circumstances.
What is it? Make a call.
So for a judge to take Amy's children away from her, also never give Luke visitation rights, that means either there's drugs in the household, but the visitation rights might still be okay. They're on drugs, they're doing it in front of the kids, or it's something like pedophilia. That right there would diminish all rights if something happened to the kids, if they did something to the children.
Well, wouldn't they have taken them away immediately, though, if that wasn't...
If it was reported?
Like, if that were...
Yes and no. Because they would send a caseworker out to the house to assess it. But if they don't find any evidence and no one confesses to it, that's the only other way someone would find out immediately. That's what I know. We'll know soon enough, though, and it will be on record. If Amy's children were fathered by him, all I know is they've always been quite certain Kaylee was, though they never had her tested. So far as I can tell, Amy hasn't really been intimate with anyone other than Luke for a long time. For the record, Kat is still supporting Amy financially, and by that, I mean she's supporting Amy's kids. I don't mind that. If Amy loses custody, that all goes away anyways. As to the how and why of Luke and Amy getting together, from the letters, I've put the pieces together as best as I could. Amy was sexually abused as a child, and Luke was apparently the only person she felt safe exploring her sexuality with when they were in high school. It was a very bad idea, and they both knew the reason it was a very bad idea well before they made that choice. As to the lie about them being surrogate siblings, apparently they always did have that kind of a relationship emotionally, but they also did this. After Tom was born, they also believed Tom to be theirs, going off the letters. The bond took on more romantic aspects as well. Amy describes Luke as my person, and he says the same about her. I did read the letters in more depth. For as much as it sickened me, I wanted to understand. I'm doing better overall, though. Personally, I'm doing better, which makes me feel kind of guilty because nobody else is. My kids are miserable, which makes me miserable, but I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I want them to see it. Luke and Amy are miserable, which honestly I'm not gonna say I'm glad about, but I don't know what they were expecting. They've been playing a monstrous game for decades. It was always going to have consequences sooner or later. Amy's kids are miserable, especially Kaylee. I wish I could reach out to her again, but I absolutely can't except through Tom. And he needs to play this carefully. Kat is miserable too. We're all still reeling from the loss of Jim, and honestly, the Kaylee incident really tore my heart in half. But I think I'm over the hump, and I'm taking comfort in how I'm actually choosing myself for a change. Knowing that Amy was sexually assaulted, it was a very bad idea. Felt safe exploring her sexuality when they were in high school. It was a very bad idea, and they both knew the reason it was a very bad idea well before they made that choice.
Okay, that's where I got lost. So we still don't quite know.
It is the thing that she's not saying.
Okay.
Is what happened.
I felt stupid the last part of that. I was like, wait, I missed it.
As to the lie about them being surrogate siblings, apparently they always did have that kind of relationship emotionally, but they also did this. But this is whatever happened between them. After Tom was born, they also believed Tom to be theirs, going off the letters. The bond took on a more romantic aspect as well.
So we still don't quite know what the thing is.
Mm-mm.
You're going to trail us off like the lady. Come on now.
My reasoning still stick.
Maybe they're related too.
I don't know.
This is...
Everyone tell me what you think down in the comments. We're going to try to do some research on this because there's so many things it could be, but from what I'm thinking, legally, aspect-wise, to have your children being taken away, I don't think it would have to do with anything of having children with your related partner. Like your partner that's...
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. This thing has gotten so wildly out of control.
This is crazy.
Oh my God.
They knew it was a bad idea, but they still did it anyways. That's
Bad idea.
what was it though?
Just send this lady a message. Be like, hey, can you just tell me on the fly though?
Yeah, like I just want to know for my own peace of mind. As to the lie about them being Syrian siblings, but they also did this. It's got to be one of three things.
So is it something they did when they were young, or like, I guess, I don't know.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's some fucked up family situation.
That's what I'm so like. I
don't know. Y'all tell me.
None of the directions this can go are good.
No, because as soon as you say that, like, legally your children are going to be taken away from you, my brain is already like, I know children have been taken away because of abusive households, because of drugs, because of like gang-related incidences, because of sexual abuse. Like, those are all of the reasons. I've never seen children being taken away because their parents are related, because they're like siblings.
This whole thing has made me so tired.
So I don't know if like there's something that they did when they were younger, like the whole Romeo and Juliet thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the way she's stating it implies it's something they did when they were younger.
It's also confusing because what if it's so dramatic for her because it's happening to her right now, but what if it's so simple as like they're, what is it,
I guess.
polyamorous?
Yeah.
Like they like to sleep with other people, and like maybe this is going on with different people
guess, but
too.
I feel like there's enough consenting folks out there that you wouldn't have to sneak around for your entire life.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Just let us know your thoughts in the comments down below because this is crazy. And so far, there's no other updates. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. Bye, guys.
Getting Illuminati.